If you have a dream, product idea, book, service from God, it's so important to use what's in your hand on a small scale, because inventors, designers, dreamers, this is what sows for more in the future from your now. God will show you what is hard to do, more perfected in your now, so that you reach for it. If you build it, they will come. The answers, the better supply, the people, the buyers, the occupiers, and what you dreamed up by God. God will show you an end result. You must warfare through your process. You're being made in the process. We're on a production line, even as we are making and creating or crafting in a production line. If he shows you something and it makes you more in awe, but you can't figure or grasp yet, even tangibly all needed, and the how-tos to make it, fix it, build it, you know it's God. For ideas too great for us to think up that wow us, it's God or an angel is dropping it inside of you. So entertain these ideas. What's not been done before, perhaps, but with God, all things are possible. If you don't sow, you won't reap. I don't speak money-wise. Often shepherds use verses that are aimed at off shepherds and hirelings to condemn you for not giving to them. He's not guilt-tripping you. But this isn't about the tithe. If you sow in action, practice, and movement, then you will reap better how-tos, tools, connections, key answers to production or building of a thing or system or monies that you need to do that thing that God's showing you in the time to come. If you sow in action and practice, then you'll reap what you need to do the fullness of what he's shown you in the time to come. So God's not limited, but he often asks of us what we need to rely on him to do to the ultimate and the best that we can in the future. You will see it, hold it, walk in it, but will you use what you got? You see a finished product or place in the future, but you got to make it on a small scale. This is even moving in secret arts and prophetic arts, is to make things on a miniature scale. It will command atoms to shift in time. So I don't want to say that it's magic, but it's a power that you have. So you have to prophesy with your little bit. Prophesy with your little, because God loves to take the little, the broken, the tiny, and then make it multiply. So get your little hands and your little tools and work that, because God said you will reap what you sow. I speak for joy, for you will sow for your future. Don't despise small beginnings. There's a little mother in the house with a 7-year-old brown John the Baptist, ugly looking prophetic house coat with kids, and she's hidden, but you better sow. So you practice now. You will see why after a while. So monies are coming for the vision. But it's not till you practice and write the vision or craft it on a small scale. Move on a small scale with your little bit in a small way for starters, because then he will give you more. The reason why some products cannot be made fully in its latter glory version yet is because your products are waiting on some products or people or services or inventions that help you, or these mediums or tools that aren't yet invented, so that you can craft what you are supposed to craft. You will see why after a while. But till then, use what you have. Prophesy to yourself. Did God say you will house prophets or build or help the needy? You sow now. This is how you build it, and on a small scale. This works like magic, but it's an art old prophets knew. Use what's in your hand. God's going to water this thing when it's time. Go ahead and cry, but walk and work. Go ahead. You may fuss, but walk and work. Go ahead. You feel the crown of thorns, the headaches from the frustrations, because you can't craft the product that you see in the future. God will give the increase to the sower. I speak by the power and the Spirit of God, because God is so good. He will use a little old me to turn back and say to you, future builders, build on a tiny scale. You will see it if you can see it. Make miniatures. These are things that the old prophets knew. Back in the day, Ezekiel was to prophesy on a tablet of clay, and it would be so. Not so much because God said, say this, say this because it's going to happen, but God knew that if he has him make that prophet's going to make it happen. So anyway, you can tell other people's angels to move. So thank God he's wiser, more powerful, more loving, and has more adventures for us. But you have to start where you're at and don't despise the process. Start with what you have and watch the watchers. I get in the head and in people's houses without a key. For you must know who's really for you. So just walk, work, build it on a small scale. You will see it. You will manage if you will manage. So that you can reap. You will be entrusted with more if you are faithful in process with your little. Anyway, this is Anna Clark. You can find me on Facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. This is for my builders and my dreamers, inventors, designers, and those that see a picture of something that they can't yet tangibly touch, but God's going to give you every single answer if you're faithful with the little, he said. If you're not faithful, he will drop that same idea, invention, product, service into someone else who will go through the warfare for it. And if he gives you these things, because you go through your process, he said that he will give you houses. He said, if you can forsake everything, then he said in time, he'll give you houses and he'll give you all these things. And he's going to give you some people back. He's going to give you your dream. He's going to show you the how-tos. He's going to give the connections to do it. He's going to bring footstools to stand on. The footstools are the people that manifest against you, but you're going to stand on them for leverage to get to where you're supposed to go. And also, he says that if you can endure in giving up everything, because it's going to test you in every area. If you love yourself or anything more than him, and you can't give anything or any habit or anything up for him, then you're not going to get what he really wants to give you in the end. But if you can give it up, he'll give all of it back, but he'll never give you crack back. You're never going to get the crack back. So don't try to ask for that. But if you give everything up, then he can give it all back, multiply it, and you're going to have persecutions because people are going to accuse you that you're this or that. But you're going to know who's speaking through them. So if you can do what he says and give everything up and walk through your process, and you might look like the two witnesses of Revelation that look like they're dead in the street and everybody's just looking at your life and you look like death. But yet he's going to resurrect you, just like he said in Revelations. He's going to resurrect the two witnesses that are prophetic, like Elijah and Moses. And then he'll resurrect you in the face of everybody that was looking at your life as you were down in the streets. God says that he'll resurrect you. So do whatever he's showing you on a very small scale and craft it on a very small scale. You don't need the fancy end product result yet, though you want that so bad. The vision in your head, you want to see tangible, but use what you have, because that's going to help you to know what to ask God for. Like when you're crafting a product and you can't make it look like what you're seeing in your head, you know that you need to ask God for some material that looks like this, or is there such a material that looks like that? Can I invent it? Is it out there? You'll start Googling and researching, and you'll learn what to ask for. He said, make all kinds of requests. He said, make all kinds of requests to me. Let your requests be known. So sometimes you don't know what you're to ask him unless you go through your process. So go through your process and work with your little, and God's going to give you the answers to everything in time and with money. And he's going to send the people. And some people are going to be assholes, but he's going to send them, and you're going to know that they're part of your destiny. So work with what you have on a very small scale. And then you will see the end result is a manifestation and a multiplication. And God's going to get you to what he's shown you only if you're faithful. But he doesn't have to. But if you're faithful, he will.